Recording in progress.
Okay, well, the purpose of this video is to show you, members, how to use ChoirGenius. As I think most of you know, we're replacing the back office with ChoirGenius, and so there's a need to understand how to use it. So that's the purpose of this little video, to show you how to use it. So let me start by sharing my screen and I'll walk you through it. Okay, alright, well, I think you can see the VancouverOrpheus.org page, our main page, and one way of accessing Computer Genius is to go along here to Member Access and click on ChoirGenius. And there we are. Now, you don't have to do this. Another way you can do it is you can have you can either type in the URL or use a bookmark or whatever, but it's orpheus.choirgenius.com, and there it is. Now, your username is the email address that you used in the back office. So these accounts have been set up for you, and so the username as used is the username is the email address. So you enter your email address, and I've got two email addresses, and I'm going to use my other email address now, and it's called it's at Hotmail. Now, the first time you log in, you won't have a password. So you have to go down here and go to the process of resetting your password. When you reset your password, the information is put in your email, and so you restart that way. But I have logged in before, and I remember my password, so here we go. 26. Okay, log in. And this is the screen that comes up in front of you. The menu, I'll come to the main part of the screen later, but what I'm going to start with is this menu system that's on the left side here. So it'll say hello and your name, and you can look at your profile. Now, your profile provides information to Orpheus about who you are, where you live, your phone number, things like that. And this you should set up. So it'll be set up marginally at this stage, but you really should edit it and update the information. So you could put a bit of a biography. All this is optional, of course. So you can put your biography, something about your biography. You can change your password if need be. You can add your phone numbers, add another email. You can put your address in. Now, the picture we think is important because we will use the pictures for other reasons. So what I've done so far is I've put the picture that you had in the back office into this. I've only done that in the cases where you haven't already set it up. So we'd like to have a picture there, so put a picture that you like there, and so there's a lot of information here, and eventually you save it, and that is your updated profile, and this is what will be seen by through Orpheus or through ChoirGenius. Now, so profile, settings, I've never used settings. I'm not sure what it does, and I don't want to look at it now. And the same applies to help and resources. You don't really need them, but probably there's some useful stuff there which you can look at later. Now, coming down this menu tree, so people. So if you click on people, you can click on members. And then you have all the information about all the members of the choir. So David Justice, Jim Kirk, and so on. And a little bit, it depends upon what they've written in terms of a bio, member bio, but clearly some of you have already entered that information. So that's information, who's in the choir. The other part of this is, let me see, people, leadership. Now, leadership in this sense means leadership from the perspective of ChoirGenius. So it's the two guys that actually will solve your problems if you find problems. There's myself and there's Ken. So that's information, how to contact us. So much for people. So the next one is music and performance, and this is the one you'll be using most often, I think. So set of songs is assigned to you. You did notice how I found that, of course. You come there, you said my music. A set of songs are given to you. So, for example, the spring repertoire was given to us at the beginning of this year. And so that is the list of songs, and you can click on any one of them and get all the files relating to that song. So I'll take an example, and I'll take Gwahoddiad as an example. So in Gwahoddiad, you'll see that there's a PDF document, which is the official score. There's the Gwahoddiad musical version, and if you notice, we retain the same file name. It's number 39 in our scheme, and it's the 8th revision. Also, here in this particular one, one can add whatever files one wants in this case. So what's written here is a spoken version of Gwahoddiad, something which I've done. And also there's a performance, and it's the performance of the ChoirGenius male voice choir singing Gwahoddiad. So that's what and that applies to all the songs. So for example, Song for the Myra, you can see Song for the Myra, the official score, the musical version, and a YouTube recording. So this is really quite good. In fact, it's better than what's in the back office, because all the files related to a particular song are in one place, and this was not the case with the back office. Now, the other thing with this performance here is places, and currently we don't use places at all. So you can forget that for now. So go back again. Oops, what am I doing here? Music performance. Events. Now this one is important as well. So here's the calendar of events, and I'll open this, and there it is, and I'll set it to today. So today is the 12th of May 2026. Now what I've done in order to show you how all this works is I've entered some dummy rehearsals and a dummy concert, and they're in August. So so we step on here, June, July, August, and you see there's a rehearsal, and there's a rehearsal, and there's a concert. Okay, I've entered these as events in order to show you how this works. So that's your calendar. Let's see, events. The other thing is your attendance. So these are the events that you're supposed to attend. Here's the first rehearsal, the second rehearsal, and the third rehearsal. Now, you're expected to attend all rehearsals, as I'm sure you know. So there's no need to respond to those rehearsals. But for a concert, we need to know whether you intend coming. So if you look at the concert here, currently this person has given no response. So I'm going to change that. I'm now going to respond. So I can change, and I say my new status. I won't be at this concert, and I would type in blah blah blah, the reason why, but I don't have to do that, of course. Or I can say I will be at the concert, and then you save it, and this information is then kept and is available for whoever's managing managing this ChoirGenius. Okay, so that's events. Now, moving on, communication. And this is not very useful actually, because bulletins is not something we will use, initially at least. And my email is supposed to be a list of the emails sent to me from ChoirGenius, from the administrators, and it doesn't work. So you can forget communications, it's not important. And now on to the last one, which is documents. So in documents, what I've done is posted most of the documents that we had in the back office here. So for example, there are board minutes here you can read. The Herald newsletters, some of them are there, not all of them. Still working on that one. There's some historical information, so let's click on that and see what happens. So there are attendance reports and seasons reports. These are things that we collected over the years. And another one is the in memoriam. So you look at the in memoriam. So for example, Eric Davis just passed away. So there it is, his information. So so going back. So that's, go back again. So there's historical information, there are official documents like the Constitution, Member Handbook, Policies and Procedures. There's the song numbering is here. There are various videos. So for example, we have the 2015 Tour of Wales video, which John Hawkes produced, I think. Something about the Maritime Tour. So you get the idea of my documents. And that is about it. That's about, so I'll go back home again. So that's about, I've gone down the entire list and I've showed you what you can do. So the two things you do is handle events. You can look at documents. Three things you have to do. You can handle events, look at the documents, and in addition you can look at the music. And of course you can see the people involved. Now the rest of this screen is a little odd in my opinion, because upcoming events is just exactly the same as what I just showed you. In events is an easier way into it. My documents is the same as what I just showed you. Now as for the rest of it, I can't explain time slots to you. I can't explain forms to you, and we don't use them anyway. So I wouldn't worry about the other points at all. Okay, so that's about it. Now let me see, what else do I need to tell you. Okay, I think it's good practice once you've done this is to always log out. It's good practice generally, but you should do it. It's better for you to do it. So you can log out, but before logging out, I'll tell you one more thing, and that is there's an app, ChoirGenius app, which you can set up, and all this information is available via your app as well. Okay, well I think that's about it, so I'll log out of here, and I'll stop sharing my screen. And of course, if you have any questions about anything, you can always contact me or Ken. Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye.